Hello, we're reporting from the Big Science Forum 2018, and I'm very happy that Mr. Luo Delong, who's the Director General of ITER China, has been kind enough to speak to us about the Chinese fusion energy program. If you could say something about China's involvement generally, why China thinks it's important to develop fusion energy, and also involvement in the ITER project and any other projects.
Yes, and very pleased to be here and to talk about the Chinese program on fusion, and also in the long term to trying to bring fusion into kind of energy production. This is our ultimate goal in the long run. And currently we are participating in ITER. This is a very important international project, we believe. This is why we are here, and for this kind of mega science programs all over the world, particularly in Europe. And ITER is beyond that, is a more large cooperation among the Asian countries, the European countries, and also the North American countries. So it's a very big project. We believe it's a very crucial step for the fusion energy to be really commercially used in the future, because this is the kind of test reactor trying to find out the feasibility in terms of science, engineering, and also trying to make it possible to test the burning plasma and also with the fuel of deuterium tritium. This is a very important step for the realization of fusion energy in the future. And China is one of the 7 partners in the ITER program, and so we are providing 10% of our contributions, mainly in-kind contributions and also some cash contribution as common to all the parties of the ITER organization. And we are involved quite much about the magnet part, and also the in-wall, the
containment wall?
No, that's container, the first wall and the shell blanket, which is within the tokamak, and the plasma facing components. It's the inner part of the tokamak. And also we are involved very much heavily in the power supply, because the magnets need very strong power to make strong magnet. So this is the main components we are providing in China. And also we have smaller ones like the gas injection, and also glow discharge cleaning, and also the diagnostics.
What is the gas injection?
Gas injection is the fuel, because for the tokamak we need to input fuel into the tokamak. So the gas injection is trying to input the tritium as well as other important gases which we need for the plasma. This is one of the fuel cycle system we are involved in.
And why does China think that fusion is so important to be involved in financing and providing materials? How does fusion fit into the idea of the energy future of China?
Yes, okay. In China, we are a very big. We have very big needs for energy. For today, for tomorrow, and for even the other tomorrow, we need very fast-growing need of energy because of the fast development of the economy. And we have currently we import energy already. We don't have enough now, and we think this is very important that we can develop new technologies. Currently, we have trying to trying to use the sustainable energy as much as possible, but because we have been using coal as the main fuel for energy. But in the long run, we also need to develop new technologies like wind, like the solar energy. But nuclear energy is one of the important sector which we believe will contribute much to the energy market in China. Currently, we have fission reactors, power plants, and also we are trying to increase the percentage of nuclear fission energy in our energy profile. But in the meantime, we need to go beyond that to fusion. The nuclear energy strategy for China is currently the current generation of power plant, and then we go to generation 4, the second step, and then the third step is fusion energy. We believe that will be kind of the final resolution, final solution for the energy, because abundant fuel, we get the deuterium from the seawater, and it's very big resources. And also we try to produce the tritium from the fusion reaction to produce the tritium. Then we have all the fuel available for a very, very long time in the future. And then the second is the safety part is also safer than fission. We believe it's safer than fission energy because of the fuel itself. The deuterium is not radioactive. Only the tritium is radioactive, but the tritium is produced by the reaction. When the reaction stopped, and no more new production of the tritium, so it's safer. And third is about the environment friendly. Fusion will not produce any greenhouse gases, no dust pollution, and the only production the only thing going out is the helium, so it's also safe. And for radioactive, they have no very high radioactive waste, and the pollution and all kinds of the three major features make us believe that the fusion would be the optimal energy source in the future. This is why Chinese government believe that we are big energy need, and we think the safe and abundant energy would be a very good solution. That's a fusion, we believe.
Yeah. The other thing is that your President Xi Jinping has been especially emphasizing the innovation as a driver for the economy and for the society.
Yes.
And we have also spoken about in our organization a science driver, that if you produce 5 watts of energy with inefficient energy like a solar panel, or if you produce 5 watts with a fusion process, because you're at a higher technological level, that enables you to do many more things. You're raising the whole platform, technological and scientific platform of the whole economy and the skill level of the population.
Yeah, I'm not really in a position to blame the solar energy, but I believe the fusion energy will produce much abundant energy with limited fuel.
Right.
because the fuel is very light, and small quantity of fuel can produce a big quantity of energy. That kind of efficiency would be a good argument for fusion. And this is why at the beginning of the century, we joined the ITER in 2003. At that time, the economy of China is still at a much lower level than what we have today. But still, China chose to join ITER, a very expensive project, but we believe this is important for long-run energy solution. And also, this is also one of the, you're right that we are trying to promote innovation. I think this is one of the measures for the Chinese scientists to be innovative and to join the international innovation projects. I think it's another reason to upgrade the science and technology development and innovation development in China. Yeah.
And we were speaking before about that China is going to be graduating over a period of time about 2,000 fusion scientists, which is, I think, larger than most other nations.
Yes, and because in the past we started fusion research very early, around the 50s and the 60s, in last century. But over a period of time, because this is a very expensive, very long objective, so China more or less stopped for a while. Financing, government finance to the fusion studies, so that the team have been dismissed somewhere, and then it's really difficult to get them back. Only when we join ITER, people see new opportunities, because this is a big project, and then at this time we need a lot of new people to come. So that's because of the stop around 10 years, I think, and we have not enough scientists, engineers in this field. So we need to train new young people. On one side for the current project, and also because this is a long-run project, we need future young generations to keep the developments in the future. So that we have issued a kind of guidance by the government that we need more people in this field, trying to encourage young people to be involved in this. So by this kind of guidance, we are attracted from the universities. The guidance is not only to the young people, but also to the universities. Then they trying to attract the young people to the universities to concentrate on this particular field. After this, I think that's I forgot exactly the time. I think it's 2009 or 2010. We had the guidance issued by the government, jointly by the Minister of Science, Technology, Minister of Education, and the Chinese Academy of Science, and then the Chinese China National Nuclear Corporation. 4 of the governmental or semi-governmental organizations jointly issued the guidance, so that the young people come, and we have the kind of expertise in the universities and then in research institutes to provide training to these young people, and gradually we have a bigger and bigger team in this area. And why 2,000? Because we believe we need the people from China to ITER on one side, and also we need to develop our own programs locally. This is why we need a big team.
One of the local programs maybe you can comment on is the idea of a hybrid fission-fusion reactor.
Yeah. Currently, the mainstream research and the development activities are concentrated to pure fusion, because fusion people believe that if we adopt a hybrid, we will not avoid the darker side of the fission, because the fission got some safety issues we have all known in Japan, in Russia, and if we use hybrid, probably we can hardly prevent that kind of events or accidents.
But there's also there's a Chinese tokamak.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. But hybrids, the current hybrid concept is trying to avoid the problems of fission. It's also another development, but that is still at a very early stage. It's not really developed as much as what ITER has been doing now, to the stage of already the test reactor, the experimental reactor stage. So some development is still going on for hybrid. I know in Russia and also in China, but that's not the mainstream for fusion energy development,
right,
as I understand.
There's a Chinese tokamak.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it.
It's one is China is called two. One is called the East. It's a superconducting one, quite similar to ITER. And the other one is called the HL2M, currently 2A, and the 2A is upgrading to 2M. So this is two major tokamaks in China, and for this. I think you have been asking about the scientific contribution. I think this is not for ITER. The current contribution we have is mainly the component production and installation, such kind of engineering work. But in the meantime, we are doing scientific work in the current tokamaks. They are preparing all the physics studies and trying to get good results, and then trying to make this similar type of scientific research up to the upgrade to the ITER, to say how such kind of experience can be repeated or can be developed further in ITER. This is the idea, kind of a contribution scientifically there. So the scientific contribution is mainly in the current tokamaks. Yeah.
Just the last question. How do you see the beneficial effect of the cooperation between the big science and the domestic Chinese industries? That you have industries that are suppliers to this big science effort, which has been the theme of this conference. How is that working in China?
I think this is very important that it's a kind of win-win, win-win situation, because the big science circle need very strong support from industry. And because especially for the construction phase, we are pioneering in the field, and a lot of components are frontier type of technology. So all those technologies will need really industrial production finally to make the facilities to be erected. Otherwise, the scientists cannot really make all those components, but they have the ideas, and they produce innovative ideas and trying to use the cutting-edge technologies. And then the industries will realize those. So this is one mean that the scientists will get the facilities. But in the meantime, the industries, from such kind of innovation, they grow up themselves, and they upgrade their technology, and also they are involved more in the cutting edge area, which is helping them to really upgrade their competitiveness in their own field, in the market as well. So I think it's really important, and I think the Chinese industry also got good benefits from the cooperation with the mega science project, particularly ITER. And the industry, some of the industry developed new technologies which are really not readily available in China before. So that's it's good for the industry and also good for the country. So that kind of a good argument, not only to the scientists but also to the government who provided the funding for the mega science projects.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
Exactly. I think this event is really very good because China currently is. During the past years, China has been involved or participated in some mega science projects. And President Xi Jinping said that we are about to encourage our Chinese scientists to lead or to initiate international mega science projects. So it's not, and also trying to host some of the mega science projects in China. Currently, it's all because ITER in France and other projects in different countries. And China, Xi Jinping said that we are about to initiate and to lead or host the international project. It's not exactly a quoted word, but this kind of policy is adopted in China, trying to be involved more in international mega science projects. So I think this is why I'm here and trying to learn how European countries are running the international mega science projects. And I myself is involved in two of them. One is ITER, the other is EU Expel.
What is that?
EU Expel is somewhere here in the. They have expert, and they had a presentation this morning.
Okay.
It's a very strong, very brilliant X-ray for the kind of scientific research. Very important facilities for very pure science research. So it's another project I myself is involved in currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you very much, Luo Delong. This has been very informative.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.